They don't sell to underage people. It's not even a product that people are trying to purchase. 95% of handmade cigar smokers are over the age of 25, and about 75% are over 35. So although that age has come down over the years, it's not really a problem for underage smoking. So it feels like a sledgehammer to crack a nut, to be honest.
Yeah, it's also one of them things. It's like, as you say, it takes away the choice of people that are of age to make their choice. Yes. They understand the risks. They understand the issues that it could potentially bring. But I think with that, people are kind of amalgamating cigar smoking with cigarette smoking, and the government are looking at all of it being the exact same thing. Yeah. And as we know, cigar smoking is way more than that. It's more of a relaxed thing. It's more about the experience. You're not taking it into your lungs. You're not doing this. It's all about flavour and trying to understand where the processes happen. Yeah. You know, it's a very different situation to just going outside for a 30-second, quick smoke, and then you're running back in. I don't know many people that kind of get addicted to cigars in terms of a nicotine front. No. People like the taste and they love the experience and they like the social aspect of it.
And I, when we talk about the benefits of cigar smoking, it's a relaxing thing to do.
Of course.
I always say it's a meditation.
I have a little built corner at the end of my garden, and when I go and just sit on my own with either a book or my headphones, that is exactly what it is. Honestly, Lewis, I'm almost meditating. I'm at my calmest and most, chilled in those moments. It's lovely. And it would be terrible for people not to be able to experience that if they should choose. We're not forcing anybody to do this.
Exactly. And I think, as you say, it's the meditation thing. I think a lot of people that enjoy cigars look at it in that exact same in that same light. I mean, me and Lewis have spoke about it on the podcast in various videos before, and it's like, you have like a rough day, or you have this, something's happened, and you think, I just need 45 minutes, hour and a half to myself where I can just clear my head. And that's exactly what these products bring.
Yes.
Yeah. And as I say, we've mentioned it numerous times before.
Yeah. But it's either a meditation type thing or it's social,
Yeah, exactly.
You can be sat there and sat in front of a computer screen all day talking to nobody, but then go out to a cigar lounge or a place and all of a sudden you're having a chat with people.
And with that, you go to a lounge, it's people from all walks of life. And
absolutely.
There's no judgment, there's no nothing.
Absolutely.
You go in and somebody could be sat there smoking a £150 cigar. The person next to them could be spending £20 on their cigar. But there's never any judgment in that. There's no sort of hierarchy or anything like that. It's like, okay, we're here, we've got the same common passion. Let's talk as humans.
I always give the example stating exactly that about the puffin rooms in Liverpool. So when I was at Davidoff, we did the first ever event there. And over the years, I've been going back quite a few times, not as much as I would like because it's gorgeous.
Lovely, yeah.
But there used to be two regulars there. One, I'm sure he won't mind me saying if he sees this, hopefully not, called Adam, and he's always beautifully suited and booted, and he's a local lad from Toxteth.
Okay.
But he always makes the effort and dresses up. One of his best friends is the son of the Lord. Now, I would have never known that because he's just a regular guy.
Yeah.
And they have become best friends. And through cigars, the enjoyment of not just the cigars, but the whole ceremony and the enjoyment together of them. And it's just fantastic. And as you say, you could be sat next to a lorry driver or a wealthy banker, and it usually doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's in them moments, it's about sharing that passion, sharing that common ground, and finding that. And as you say, you end up creating and making new friends all the time. And I know, obviously, for yourself, traveling around and doing all the events, you've probably made some real good relationships.
I genuinely have, I genuinely have, and it's a joy.
It's a very special thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the thing is, this isn't going to just affect Brightly for C.Gars or other retailers in the UK. This is going to affect distributors and brands like
Yes.
Hiram Solomon, like everyone across the world, this is going to affect not just the UK.
It is. I mean, that again is part of the problem. Obviously, New Zealand were going to bring it in and decided not to. But it's a bit like, 10-pin bowling. Once you knock the right one down, things tend to follow. Yeah. And unfortunately, if it's done in the UK, there will be governments around the world going, oh, well, maybe we should do that. So it does have a knock-on effect.
Well, didn't they in New Zealand figure that it didn't work out, that it wouldn't have worked?
I'm pretty sure that's why they stopped doing it. And that, and also just the complexity of implementing it. And how do you do that in the long term?
Yeah.
And we're in the main, certainly in the UK, talking about not huge businesses. Brightleaf, this kind of 4 of us directly employed, and we get help from others. So we're not a huge business, but obviously in the long term, volumes of cigars being bought would be affected, which will mean that some of the smaller and frankly great brands of cigars won't be able to stay in the market because the volume just won't be there. We're having to ship these products several thousand miles, and at some point there is a cutoff where it's not worth it. And
exactly.
So therefore we'll not only lose our choice, the younger consumers will lose the choice to try at all, but we as people who are of the age we still can will start to lose choice a lot. Yes. I've no idea how quickly it would have an effect, but we'll lose brands, we'll lose choice, even within the cigars we have.
You say, because it kind of sorry, I just absolutely cleared my head then. Sorry, I don't know what's happened there. This happens to me on a regular basis. But yeah, you say about the choice and stuff, the knock-on. I mean, you've got cigar brands that only make cigars for certain markets around the world, as it is how it is now. I mean, in terms of, obviously, I'm not most clued up on the side, but in terms of imports and taxes and stuff, it doesn't necessarily always make sense for a Vitola to come over to the UK or a blend or this, because it won't do so well.
Yeah.
As you say, if you start losing the choice, that then limits even further how much we're going to get into the UK and how much, as I say, we're going to be able to do it. And it goes back to, it's an adult making the choice to enjoy something they enjoy, and ultimately
and we do need to join together, whether that's distributors, retailers, consumers. So most, as far as I'm aware, certainly all the retailers I've been around will have the details of how you can go online, enter that campaign and use your voice. But obviously we'd like everybody in the industry, whether it's individuals, companies, retailers, consumers, to contact their MPs about it, talk, get that out, because, fundamentally it is an attack on adult choice.
Freedom of choice,
and it's an important battle.
I think, as you mentioned, it's massive for everyone to get involved, and that's kind of why retailers and distributors and things like that we're reaching out to you guys at home to contact your MPs and let them know that you're opposing this legislation that potentially will come to fruition. But it's definitely an important thing to touch on. It's definitely an important thing. If it's going to affect you at home, as if you're watching this podcast, it definitely will. You enjoy cigars. It's definitely something that you guys need to address.
Absolutely.
I'll put a link on the screen as well for you guys, so you can use that link.
Perfect.
To me, it also just doesn't make sense, because the government are already taxing so heavily on it. If this legislation comes into hand, then they're not going to receive that tax money.
No,
they're going to lose money. So it doesn't make sense.
I mean, who knows the thought processes behind it? I guess it's, the long-term aim was for a smoke-free Britain, but as Billy mentioned, there are differences between cigarettes and cigars and pipe tobacco.
Definitely.
That we find obvious. Maybe other people don't. But honestly, use your voice or lose your choice.
Yeah.
Follow the link. please help. I guess is the message.